Hey, how you doing there again, folks? Me again, of course, Brandon Wenzel. Come back at you. Another offering. Off my sampler platter. Yes, indeed, folks. I'm Platter V series videos I've been doing for a little while now. Go over there, try out food and drink items. I eat stuff, I drink stuff, then, folks, I'm going to talk about the stuff. I'm going to let you know all that you need to know about hopefully delicious stuff that time I'm doing this, folks, I'm not going to lie. I mean, I had to. But we'll get to that. Folks, it's super simple format. I'm going to go over there and try out food and or drink items for you. Whilst I'm doing so, I'm yammering on about it for a bit. Whilst I'm doing all that, I'm inside my truck. Whilst I'm doing all that, folks, I'm wearing a super cool shirt. Folks, when I wear super cool shirts, I always like to highlight the super cool shirt. What super cool shirt am I wearing for today? Happens to be my boom! Yeah, my best hamster dad ever shirt. It's hamster. This shirt was actually gifted to me by my awesome friend Lauren, who is far too wonderful and generous to a schmuck like me. She knows that I love my hamsters. I have hamsters, by the way. They've actually appeared in some of my videos over the years. I got into hamsters. I had hamsters when I was a kid. And, several years ago now, I went over there and I kind of was like, you know what, I liked having hamsters, And so I went over there and I got a couple, and then from there, progressively had more over the years. I've just got two right now. I've got my buddy Gowrie and my little princess Noah. I love them both very much. They're awesome little hamsters. Gowrie's a little spaz, but I love him, and Noah's like the sweetest little girl. Hamsters are great, by the way. They're so fucking cool. Like, if you're ever interested in that stuff, let me know. Hit me up in the comments. I can go on about the hamster stuff for a while. But anyway, what am I trying for today, folks? What are we doing here? Why did I have to? Well, folks, I'm actually going to go out and visit my friend Lauren and her awesome husband, my friend Drew. And they happen to have a place nearby them that I don't have anywhere nearby me. And that happens to be, boom, Wich. Wich is a chain of sub places. And I reviewed some stuff from them in the past. And today, since I was passing by this way, I figured we'll get in a review. So I was looking over their menu, seeing, okay, what have I tried, what else is there. And as I was going through, one thing in particular caught my eye. Happened to be, boom! What is this? This is the Elviswich, which consists of bacon, peanut butter, banana, and honey. I had to do it. Now, folks, well, this being a sub sandwich review, I do have to go over there and preface it real quick with 3 things. Number 1, for over 3 years now, I've been going on sub sandwich adventures. What that means is I've been going out to basically every place that sells sub sandwiches. I've been trying them out. I've been reviewing them, be they chain locations, proper delis, Walmart, what have you. If they sell sub sandwiches, I'm reviewing them. I'm posting them on my YouTube channel. But I'm such a nice guy, I don't just post on my YouTube channel. That's where number 2 comes into play. I actually have an entire playlist called Subs for Subs. That's where I go over there and I post my sub sandwich reviews. Time I'm doing this, I have over 200 sub sandwich reviews in that playlist, so you got plenty. But maybe you're greedy, maybe you want more sub sandwich reviewing goodness. All you have to do, folks, is wait until Sunday, because that's where number 3 comes into play. Sunday is SUBday. Sunday is the day that I go over there and upload my sub sandwich reviews. I have not missed a Sunday in over 3 years. So, let's get to a sandwich that was good enough to kill the king of rock and roll. Who, by the way, yeah, creepy in person. I mean, I didn't meet him, obviously, but, like, he's one of those things you look into his history and stuff, and it's like, no, he was a creeper. So, fuck that guy. But, I'll eat a sandwich. Oh, I mean, it's not the most impressive-looking sandwich from the onset, but, we'll try our best to sort of do what we can with it. We'll go, ha 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 ha! Give it a go. Yeah, seriously, like I said, you look into his stuff, like, yeah, he was a bit of a creeper. And I got it on white bread and I got it toasted, because it just seemed to make sense to get it toasted. That's not bad. I mean, the thing is, fundamentally, it sounds kind of weird, but like, most of these things work together in some capacity. Banana and peanut butter works together. Honey and peanut butter works great. Bacon is really the outlier here, right? That's the one thing that kind of, but, you think about it, it's savory, it's, a little bit salty. So you've got a nice mix of things here. You've got the nice, kind of sweetness, little fruitiness. Banana isn't really that fruity tasting, but you got that nice kind of sweetness from the banana, a little bit of sweetness from the peanut butter, but you also get some earthiness. And, then you got the honey going through it. I mean, it's not bad. I personally love honey and peanut butter sandwiches. That's what I grew up on. So that's already hitting for me. The most prominent flavor, I would say, at least at the onset, is the banana. The banana hits pretty hard. But as you go through, you get more of the peanut butter, more of the honey. That's the one element that should stand out from the rest of all this, is honestly the one element that's doing the least, which is the bacon. And now, Wich has some okay bacon. Like, I wouldn't consider it like top tier bacon by any stretch of the imagination, even by like, sort of fast foodish type of things. But it's also not terrible. It's somewhere firmly in the middle. Problem is, with a sandwich like this, the bacon kind of gets lost because, again, it's not particularly exceptional bacon. So you do get a little sweet, you do get a little savoriness, a little saltiness in there. I think if I was going to get this again, I'd probably go over there and shell out for double bacon. So that way, I could get a little bit more of that. Because everything else is coming through nice and fine. But the thing is, you've got, with the banana, with the peanut butter, with the honey, you've kind of got sweet, sweet, sweet. And then, I love contrasting flavors. If you watch my channel, you already know that. And I love mixing flavors. In this instance, you really need that bacon to stand out, because otherwise it's just, again, sweet on sweet on sweet. With the bacon that I'm getting from here, it's just not strong enough to really counter everything else. So it doesn't feel like a nice balance. It just feels like a very, I wouldn't even say very sweet, because like the sweetest thing of the three things is the honey. Banana and peanut butter, they're sweet, but they're not overly sweet. So, yeah. I mean, it's not bad, but I can see what they were going for with this. Why Elvis probably liked it. Of course, Elvis liked lots of weird things, so, man, oh well. But, two questions have to be asked. Would I get it again? Would I recommend it? Maybe and kinda. Here's the thing. For me personally, nothing about those combination of flavors scares me off. Because again, I like contrasting flavors. I like, mixing different flavor types. So, I'm actually all for it. And I do think that fundamentally, the idea works. It might seem a little bit offbeat, but again, I think most of those things work together inherently, and then the bacon is just the counterpoint. If I were going to get it again, like I said, I would go over there and I would go in for double bacon to go over there and try to create a better balance. As is, if it were just as is, I don't think I would get it again. Not because I disliked it, but just because it's very one-dimensional without the bacon to really properly counter it. So, it's not a bad experience, but I do, like I said, it needs that counterpoint to really be something special. So that's why if I'm recommending it, kinda, it's not, obviously it's not going to be for everybody. If it's something where you look at it and you shudder, you don't need to get involved with it. It's, even in its penultimate form, I don't think it would be good enough to sway somebody. But I will say this, it's a little bit of fun, but if you are going to go over there and get it from Wich, I would do what I would do, which is go over there and double up on the bacon, because otherwise it's really just the other ingredients doing all the work. So it's a fun little bit of a thing, and of course it has a historical context. Granted, it's, tied to a terrible individual, but at the same time, 5 things before I get out of here. Have yourself a great rest of your day, spectacular rest of your week, monumental rest of your month, stupendous rest of your year. Folks, go over there, have yourselves a truly king of rock and roll-tastic rest of your life, and that king of rock and roll is not Elvis Presley. Sorry. I know that it's got the legacy and blah, 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 blah. It's fine. It's also got a weird, freaking weirdo past. So, Final 2 things. Number 1, try to bring some positivity into the world. It's not always possible. It is, however, always appreciated. But what you do can't do it all the time. I know I can't do it all the time. Here's what you're going to do, folks. You're going to try not to be an asshole. Now, folks, it's not always the easiest thing in the world to not be an asshole. Trust me. I know it. I live it. I'm out there every day with you in it. Life can be stressful and frustrating and just bullshit sometimes, folks. When we find ourselves in situations where we have to deal with said bullshit, it's important we go over there, whenever possible, take a step back, try to mitigate the level of assholishness in our lives, hopefully do better for ourselves and for those around us. Very final thing, folks, do the thing. Whatever the thing is for you, that's what I want you to go out and do. Folks, let me know. What do you think about Elvis? Like I said, and I'm somebody who, I grew up as a very small child enjoying his music because, my mom would play it or my dad would play it. I was way too young to be concerned about, the other elements and facets of the guy's life. And, some people say separate the art from the artist. And, of course, a lot of people, it is what it is, man. But at the end of the day, like I said, you don't have to dig too deep with that guy before you start finding the more seedy shit about him. And, it's just, I can't with that, So, that's how I feel. But if you'd like to comment one way or the other, please feel free.